What's up, everyone? It's your boy Tokyo Brandon. It is 1 a.m. Sunday morning, my time. It's noon on Saturday in the United States. How are you guys all doing? For those of you who subscribe to me, I went 3-0 in MLB yesterday, and I won a Mexican baseball and I won an Asian baseball. So that calls for a little celebration. So I'm going to celebrate real quick. All right. Nothing like Fireball at 1 in the morning. I'm WagerTalk's #1 all sports profit capper in 2025. I'm now up 105 units. What does that mean? It means that I've doubled the bankroll. For everyone who bet every play that I put out, the bankroll was doubled. So that's kind of nice. And I'm going to change this real quick. So the thing about this show is I'm doing it all on my own. So that means, let's see, let's change some of this. No, okay. So what that means is I'm not going to have the freedom to check all your comments all the time when I'm sharing my screen. I can see them right now when I'm not sharing my screen. But when I'm sharing my screen, I won't be able to see your comments. A glimpse into the mind of a moderately evil genius. Well, you are catching me live right now, Adam, because we are live right now. And I'm going to go over some of the MLB games. I'm going to go over maybe some Japanese baseball. Right now, KBO is the Korean League is having their All-Star game right now. So we won't be able to catch any of that or cap it. There's no real point in doing that. But we will go over a bunch of MLB games, and I'm actually going to give you almost all of my data. So if you don't follow my plays, you can actually cap yourself by using my data. I do have I'm going to move the camera a little. I do have a Major League Baseball play out for today, which you can get. You'll see it in that scroller down there. My page is wt.buzz/TB. You can find me on WagerTalk.com. I'm WagerTalk's #1 all sports capper. 4 of the last 5 years, I've been #1 at WagerTalk. So that's pretty decent. Let me start by doing, let's see. Let's just hop right into it. Let's do a Major League Baseball game. Let's do the first game that's going to start in about an hour. So we've got the Cubs and the Yankees. So I'm going to share my screen right now, and I'm going to kind of give you insight onto how I cap games. Are you ready? So I won't be able to see your comments right now, but okay, because I'm going to show you how I can how I do my capping. Let me see. Can you guys see my screen right now? No? There we go. Can you see that? Are we all good? Okay. Here we go. How's that? So let's take a look. The first thing I do is look up who's playing and what the matchups are. So we got the Cubs and the Yankees. We got Boyd versus Fried. Okay. So Boyd versus Fried. 2 really good pitchers. And my data, if you've watched my shows or if you've watched Total Bases, which is 9 a.m. Eastern every weekday, I put a lot of emphasis on current form. I think current form is very important. So I take I take the last 7 days, I take the last 30 days, and then I take the full season, and I weight those 3 things with a percentage. I think 30 days and last week are pretty much evenly percent weighted, and then full season is a little bit less weight. So my data is very current form heavy, shall we say. And then this little green box right here, I put bets that I'm thinking about in there. And so you can see I have Fetty walks over 1.5 at -165, which I'm considering. I'll go over those numbers with you guys as the show goes on. So what do we have here? I put all my rankings, batting, bullpen, and starting pitcher. I put all those rankings on a scale of 1 to 30. So I know there's about 200 starting pitchers, but I take this column and I weight it, I curve it to 30 so I can compare everything evenly and then get a team rank that comes out. Now, this is very current form weighted. Okay. So I'm just checking to make sure you guys can see my screen. Okay. So this balls to K rate right here. What does that mean? That means this pitcher, I divide the walks by the strikeouts, and that tells me the percentage of walks he gives compared to how many guys he strikes out. So generally, you want the pitcher to be about 30 to 40%. So if he walks 3 guys, you want him to strike out 9. That's 33%, right? These 2 guys are very good. They don't walk at a high rate, which is good. Strikeouts are the golden goose of starting pitching because it means you can get a guy out without him touching the ball. There's nothing better than that for a pitcher. So let's take a look at the numbers here. Batting. We got the Cubs batting 10 out of 30 right now, and we got the Yankees batting 2 out of 30. Bullpens. Yankees bullpen is performing quite poorly right now. I got them ranked 22 out of 30. And the Cubs, I have them ranked 16, so below average. They're below 15. So I would think, ooh, over here normally. But the problem is these starting pitchers are really good. So I got both starting pitchers in the top 1/3 of all pitchers. So the next thing I look at when I'm capping a game is I'm going to look at how these guys do against the other batters. So let's take a look at Max Fried here. Fried against the Cubs. Let's see. He's got 88 at-bats against. He's got an average of 261. It's a little high, a little concerning. And then he's got an OPS of 737. So I used to be a Major League Baseball scout, and I used OPS a lot to judge whether a pitcher gets the best of the batter or not. A pitcher gets the best of the batter if the batter's OPS is 750 or higher against the pitcher. So he's barely under that. So he's barely getting the best of the batters. But I'm not comfortable with this 261 average. I don't like that very much. But that's Max Fried. It's not bad, but I'd like it to be better. Now let's take a look at Boyd. So how does he do against Yankee batters in his career? Quite well, actually, but the sample size is a little small. We got 28 at-bats against. He's held them to a 250 average, which is good. 861 OPS, which is over the line that I like. So actually, it's not that good. So that's a little bit concerning. So regarding this game, how would I play it? Well, everything seems to be kind of canceling each other out. So I don't really like to play a side in this one. So let's take a look at your props. So I put together a tab here called Show. Now this has all my numbers for the sides and the props here. So Max Fried, I project his outs at 18.5 and the book has it at 17. So up here, this little red box means there's a difference of 1.03. So that would be maybe a decent play. If you think Max Fried can hold these Cubs batters down, and if the Cubs, have a significant batter out of the lineup, then I think his over 17.5 outs prop would be a decent bet. What that means is, will he get 18 outs or not? 18 divided by 3 is 6. So basically they're asking you, will he pitch 6 innings? Will he finish 6 innings? Yes or no? I think the yes on that would be decent. So over 17.5, I think would be a decent play for Max Fried. I haven't done it yet. So strikeouts, projecting him at 5.6. The book has him at 5.5. So that's very, very minimal difference there. So I would not play that. So let's take a look at Boyd. So I project his outs at 16.6. The book has it at 15.5. So that is a difference of more than 1. So again, I think maybe Matthew Boyd's outs over would be a decent play over 15.5. So what does 15.5 mean? Well, if we divide 15 by 3, we get 5. So basically 15.5 means, will he get 1 out in the 6th inning? Yes or no? So my numbers tend to say yes, but I haven't bet it yet. So if I'm going to bet this game, I would do a pitcher prop. I would do either one of these pitchers to go over their outs projected total. I'm going to come back and look at, you guys can see my beautiful face. Did you see my screen okay? Is everything all right? My sound is okay? Because I don't have a producer in my ear telling me if something's going wrong. So hopefully everything is all right. Let me check some of your comments and then I'll do another game. Aren't the Yankees subpar versus lefty pitchers? It doesn't matter. Why would you care how the Yankees perform against other left-handed pitchers? Though, how they perform against Boyd is really all that matters. Like, they're not facing Wheeler today, so why would you look at how they perform against Wheeler? It really means nothing. So I think that's kind of a fallacy when people say they hit well against lefties or something like that. I don't care how they do against lefties. I only care how they do against this lefty today. So I never, okay, thanks, Rich. Appreciate it. So this lefty-righty thing, I've never, ever even looked at it. So I don't care. I only care how they face against this guy today. Why would I look at how they face against some lefty last week who's not going to play today? Doesn't matter. So Batman, Batman. It's 1 o'clock in the morning over here in Japan. Good morning, everyone. And I do have the fireball. So that's the Yankees. Boyd was a small sample size. Yeah, but what do you have better than that small sample size? Nothing. So that's what you have to go on. What's up? Walmart Stamkos. Is that really your name? Ola from Sana Mendili. Where is that? What country is that? I don't know what country that is. Is that India? Do I input my spreadsheet daily? Yes, I spend about 4 hours a day doing my data. And for Asian baseball, I actually have to make my own stats. So I make my own database for Asian baseball. And for MLB, I spend about 4 hours updating it every day. Those who hit the fastballs and hit the off speed, it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters, you guys, you think too much. The team that hits the ball better and throws the ball better is going to win. That's all you have to know. And how do these guys perform against Matthew Boyd? And how do the Cubs perform against Max Fried? It's really all that matters. Whether Fried throws more fastballs than off speed doesn't matter. What matters is how they hit him. Because pitching is not just fastballs and changeups and stuff. Pitching is the mental game of how you approach each batter. Like Trevor Bauer is like the best. He goes very into the cerebral part of pitching, and pitching, you have to be cerebral about it. So what matters is how a pitcher does against these batters in his history. Now, I wouldn't really consider like 3 years ago data because pitchers evolve and they get better and bad. But I'm just here saying they're good against lefties. Every time I hear that, I just plug my ear. It just doesn't mean anything. What means something is how they do against today's lefty, in my opinion. So, Detroit. Detroit is going against Seattle. Yeah, I do have something. Well, I haven't played it yet. Let me... Look, Bauer was never convicted of a crime, guys. So, there are people in MLB who were convicted of crimes and they're still playing. So I think it's kind of pathetic that he's not in the league. He's one of my favorite pitchers, but he's kind of getting touched up in Japan this season. I think he's a little over the hill and I think he's about to retire. So it's too late. But the whole thing that baseball shunned him out was, I think, total crap, because there are guys who have been arrested for domestic violence who are pitching in MLB today. And Trevor Bauer was exonerated of his charges and he got banned. So that just makes no sense to me. Anyways, Bauer's been vindicated like Johnny Depp, but he's still blackballed from the league. So I think that's BS, in my opinion. Trevor Bauer is one of my favorite pitchers. He's better than Garrett Cole, in my opinion. So, okay. Let's go to the Detroit game. I'm going to share my screen again. So I'm going to turn off the comment. Well, I'm not turning them off, but I won't be able to see the comments for a second. Current form. Yes, current form is very important. Okay, I'm going to share the screen, so I'm not going to be able to check the comments for a minute. We're going to do Detroit. and maybe a couple other things too. Okay, hopefully you can see my screen. We're going to do, oh, by the way, if you use code TB7, you can get 7 days of my plays for $69 if you go to my page at WagerTalk.com and put a 7-day pass in your cart. You can get 7 days for $69. I'm the number one capper in 2025. I'm plus 105 units, guys. I've doubled the bankroll in 6 months. I'm actually number one at WagerTalk 4 of the last 5 years. So I'm a pretty good guy to roll with, I think. Not to pat myself on the back or anything, but I think that deserves a drink. They said I can drink when there's a special occasion. I think that's a special occasion. All right. Let's get on to Mariners Tigers. So we got Kirby going against Mize. So you guys know the first thing I do is I input it here, but I've actually done that before the show started to save us some time. So here's my Mariners Tigers rankings right here. So again, as I said before, the walk ratio is kind of important, and both of these pitchers have a really good walk ratio. They're only walking 19 and 22% of the batters they strike out. Very low percent. That's really good. Batting, neither one of these teams is really batting well right now. Both of them, I have them below average in current form. And I know everyone's going to say, oh, what are you talking about? The Tigers, blah, blah, blah. Don't be a fan. Be a bettor. Don't be a fan. I have zero attachment to any of these teams when I'm capping. As a matter of fact, it'll do you good to cover the logos and do your capping that way, because you get emotionally attached to a team and you say, what are you talking about? They bat 18th. You're crazy. Blah, blah, blah. It's just so, this is why 99% of gamblers lose sports betting, because they're dumb. I mean, if you're betting as a fan, it's dumb. You're not going to win. So you have to detach yourself from fandom and just look at the numbers. Bullpen. Detroit's bullpen is actually performing quite poorly in recent form. Seattle's is barely above the Mendoza line. And then starting pitching, both of these guys are in the top 1/3 of all of Major League Baseball. Team rank, I have Seattle ranked slightly higher in current form, but not significantly. So given this, I don't see any advantage taking an over-under, and I don't really see any advantage taking a side. So let's look at the props for the pitchers, because as a scout, I used to be a Major League Baseball scout. And to me, we can really take advantage of one-on-one matchups. Like, how does one guy do against another guy? Rarely you can see that in other sports. I mean, tennis, yeah, you can see that in tennis, but like in football, hockey, you rarely get to see one-on-one matchups like you do in baseball. So let's take a look at Kirby. I have Kirby projected at 16.9 outs recorded, and the book has him at 18.5. What does 18.5 mean? Well, as I explained earlier, 18 is 6 innings. So they're saying he's going to get 1 out in the 7th inning, yes or no? My numbers say no. And actually, it's a 1.63 outs difference here. So I'm going to seriously consider betting Kirby's under 18.5 outs recorded here. And then the strikeouts, the book has him at 5.5. The book has him at 4.5, and I have him at 5.5. So I'm projecting him to be 1 strikeout higher than the book. So that would also be something to consider. How do I get this number? Let me show you real quick. I have a screen here, and I put in the pitcher's name. And yeah, I spend a lot of time updating these numbers. But if I put Kirby here and I put the Tigers here, the way I get this number is I do K per 9 and then strikeouts per game. And then what percent of the game does the pitcher pitch into? Kirby this season is pitching 62.7 into his games. You can't just do a 9-inning split, because pitchers don't pitch 9 innings, and the games generally won't go 9 innings. If the home team wins, it's an 8.5 inning game. So you can't use 9 innings for simple math, guys. You just can't do it. So what percent does he pitch into the game? What you have to do is you take the innings that he's pitched, divide it by the outs, and then do a percentage. So anyways, so I did that, and then expected K, and then this red number right here is where I get my projection for him, 5.53. And then in this box, I've simplified it, or I've rounded it to 5.5. So I expect him to get 5.5 strikeouts. And then my outs projection is based on how many innings he pitches per start versus how many innings the batters make pitchers work. It's pretty complicated, but it's a system that has worked for me. Here's another thing that I do. And if you follow me on Twitter at Tokyo_Brandon, you see that I'll give these plays out. For example, today I put out Wheelers, but I say, how does this pitcher do against these batters? You can see here in these blue boxes, I have career K per 9 versus this team, bases on balls versus this team, hits per game versus this team, and earn run versus this team. Well, these stats right here are Wheelers, but I'll give you Kirby's and I'll show you how I do it. I take Kirby against the Tigers, batter versus pitcher, and I just copy this line down here and I will put it into that spreadsheet right here, and you'll see these numbers change. Boom. So Kirby gets career against these guys is striking out 6.23 per start. So his strikeouts over would be a pretty good bet, I think, if it's 4.5. Bases on balls versus this team, 1.04. So maybe his walks under would be a good bet. Hits per start versus this team, he gives about 5.8 hits versus these guys per start. And then earned runs, he gives up about 4 earned runs. So he gives up a lot of earned runs, but he strikes out a lot of guys. So if you follow me on Twitter, I give out pitchers data like almost every day, including this data right here. And I'm just showing you guys how I do it. So let's get back to the next pitcher. We got Casey Mize versus Seattle. Casey Mize, I have him outs projected 17.3. Actually, I put this in so this doesn't turn red. I have it programmed to turn red up here if the difference is big, but Casey Mize's strikeout or outs prop was not in DraftKings before the show. His strikeouts are 4.5, and I have him at 5.4 strikeouts in this game. So I have him to the over, but it's only 0.87 difference. Probably not enough to bet it for me. Okay. So I'm going to unshare the screen and get back to your comments, guys. Did you see everything? My screen wasn't showing? Really? You weren't showing your screen? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Let me take you back real quick and I'll show you. Sorry, this is the problem doing it. Okay. How about now? Can you see my screen? Not showing? I don't know why. Is it showing now, guys? Give me a yes or no. Oh, okay. Okay, how's that? Now it's showing, right? Okay, got it. Okay, so let me do that again real quick. What I was talking about Kirby was I'll do one more pitcher. I'll do Casey Mize, okay? So Casey Mize. So this is the screen I use, Casey Mize, and he's going against Seattle. So in this box, you can see Casey Mize, K per 9, strikeouts per game for the team, percent of the game that he goes into. And then this is my expected strikeout average for him, which is 5.3. And then what I was doing with the other numbers was I can project in his career his hits, his walks, and those other numbers. And you see these little blue boxes here? This is the K9 against this team. And when I paste this in, boom, it's all going to change. Okay, so Casey Mize versus the Seattle has a 6.14 strikeout rate. Bases on balls versus this, he's averaging 2.4. Hits per 9 versus this team, he's averaging 4.3 hits. That's pretty low. And then earned runs, he's averaging 3 per 9. So got a 3 ERA against him. So I give these out on Twitter. I'll do like 1 or 2 pictures, almost not exactly every day, but sometimes every day. Another stat that I will give out on Twitter is, let me find it here. You can see over here, this says bullpens, this says hitting. And I rank every team 1 through 30 in bullpens and hitting. So you can see here, if I scroll down, you can see those. I'll give that on Twitter X once in a while as well. Just so you guys can do your own capping sometimes too. Here's another interesting page I have. It's my starting pitcher ranks. So over here is the final. This is what I end up putting on Twitter. Got Scooble, Skeens, Wheeler, Crochet, Webb, Gore, Bubich, Luzardo. This is what I have. So if you follow me on Twitter, you'll see me put these out quite often. And I like to kind of share with everyone so you guys can do your own capping. So let's get back to some questions. Sorry, I didn't share my screen on that. Let's see. Trevor Bauer was fantastic in Mexican League. Yes, he was actually good in Japan too, 2 years ago, but this year he's struggling. I think he's almost ready to retire. If I think Mize is going to get lit up today, what's a good prop to take? ERA or hits? I think hits. Because runs can come in off of an error, and one error, like 4 runs can come in and he gets none of them earned. So that can happen. I think hits might be a good one to take. And as I said just now, my Casey Mize, you think he's going to get lit up by the Seattle, huh? That's pretty bold. Let's see. I have him giving up 4.3 hits today. So, yeah, you could bet that at your own risk. I'm not going to, but I think both of these pitchers are pretty good. Outs recorded under. What did I have for Casey Mize? Let me check. Casey Mize. I don't have his outs out yet. I project him at 17.3 outs, but I didn't see it on DraftKings. So let's see a couple more comments, and then I will share my screen again and do some more capping. Are you guys enjoying this? Is this what you like? Is this what you want to see? Tablet on the side. Danny, I am not good at multitasking. When I focus on one thing, I focus like solely on it. But yeah, you're right. If I put like a little tablet here, I could probably do it. But I'm not up to that level yet. I'm good at capping. I'm not really good at anything else. So do different pictures. I just did. No, you can't see my screen. Just see my face. Well, my face isn't that bad. So, okay. So another thing I'd like to show you. Oh, thank you, Rich. I appreciate it. Great show. Thank you, Rich. I appreciate it. Edwin, so for every time you guys say it's a great show, WagerTalk says I can have a drink on a special occasion. I think that's special enough. All right. And I told them, I said, I'm not doing that to be cool. I mean, this is how I do my capping. I have a bottle of Fireball and I swig it while I'm doing my capping. This is what I do, whether I'm on the screen or not. I told them that. So they said, okay. Anyways, let me share my screen again. Crochet, 7.5 strikeouts. Well, let's do Crochet's game right now. I'll share my screen if I can do it properly. Moment. Let's share the screen and do Crochet's game, the Red Sox. There we go. Okay. I think I got the hang of it now. So Crochet plays for the Red Sox. We got Crochet versus Baz. Instead of showing you how I actually input the data, I already did it for you guys here. So I prepared for the show. I'm a man of preparation. It's almost 1:30 in the morning here in Japan, and I'm drinking Fireball and talking to you guys. Wouldn't have it any other way. And by the way, TB7 will get you 7 days for $69. I just went 3-0 in Major League Baseball yesterday. I'm up 105% or 105 units in 2025. I am number 1 at WagerTalk in profit. So you can ride with me. I do have one play out for Major League Baseball today that you can get that for $15. There's a scroller down there. It's wt.buzz/TB. Shane Baz, Garrett Crochet. So the first thing I'll look at is the walks. And Crochet obviously is masterful. He's walking less than 20%. In other words, he's striking out more than 5 guys for every walk. That's pretty amazing. And Shane Baz is in the okay territory. Like I said earlier, 30 to 40% is, I won't dock you for that. I think that's okay. That's serviceable. Batting, the Red Sox are red hot. I have them ranked 2 out of all of Major League Baseball, and I have the Rays ranked a little bit above average. So both teams hitting okay. Boston's hitting really well. Bullpen, Tampa Bay's bullpen is struggling a bit, and Boston's bullpen is performing really well. Starting pitching, both are good, but Crochet is better on a curve of 30. And I'll show you one more number that I have here regarding starting pitchers. I think it's, it's starting pitchers tab. Hang on. SP ranks. Here we go. So if you look over here, I have Garrett Crochet number 4 in all of Major League Baseball. And I don't see Baz on the list, but I can find him. Baz is down here. 70. So I got Baz ranked 71. And I got Crochet ranked 4 out of every pitcher in Major League Baseball. So pretty good advantage for the Red Sox here in every category. So in the team rank over here, if it's 10 or more, I will tend to play the side. So my numbers are telling me to take the side with Boston. Now, there's one other thing that I would like to check before I do that. Well, there's a couple of other things, but I want to know how Baz has done against the Red Sox in his career. And I hope it's bad because I want to bet the Red Sox here. Unfortunately, if you see here, he's got 57 at-bats against. He's held them to a 211 average and 590 OPS. Like I said earlier, anything under 750 is good, really good. 500 is really, really good. Baz is pitching on the road today, so if his road number is poor, I can overlook his past stats against this team. So let's see how he does away. No, his road stats are better than his home stats. So I will not take Boston on the road today because when I see 2 red flags like that, I get shied off the game. I won't do it. If anything, I would take an under because both pitchers are good. But let's go back here. The fact that the Red Sox are hitting on fire right now, and the fact that this is at Fenway, which is a hitter's park, I will not take an under in this game, so I'm going to pass. Here's a little bit of gambling advice. As sports bettors, we have a huge advantage over blackjack players. Blackjack players get dealt a hand and they have to play it. But sports bettors, we get dealt 20 hands and we get to look at every hand and give back the hands we don't want to play and keep the hands we do want to play. In return for that option, we get poor odds. As you know, blackjack is plus 100 every hand, but sports betting is not. So that's the give and take for being a sports bettor. Let's take a look at the pitcher props for Crochet and for Baz. Anytime I see a pitcher that's in the top 5, like Crochet, I want to take advantage of it because these guys are top 5 because they're very consistent. So as a capper, I want to, when I see Crochet or when I see Wheeler, I really want to take advantage of it because as sports bettors, we want to use reliable information as much as possible to predict the future. Shane Baz, I project him at 17.4 outs, and the book has him at 17.5 outs, so there's basically no difference there, so I'm not playing that. Garrett Crochet, my projection is 18.9 outs, and the book projects him at 18.5, so not enough difference. I'm not going to play that. Strikeouts. Crochet, the book has him at 7.5. I have him at 6.7. What I'm going to do though, I'll show you this. It's basically what I did earlier is, paste in his career stats against this team and see, he's only got 8 at bats against them. So that's not enough. So I'm not going to get any extra edge or insight by doing this. I project him at 6.7 strikeouts. So I project him under 7.5, but not big enough to play it. And then Baz, I project him 5.8 strikeouts. The book has him at 5.5. So not a big enough difference to play it. This will be a great game to watch, but not such a great game to bet, in my opinion. Let's take a look at some walks. I do keep track of walks as well, and this is my walk tab. So what I do is I take walks, the bases per balls per 9 for the season and for the last 30 days, and I average it out, and I rank chronic walkers compared to chronic non-walkers. So if a pitcher has both of these red, I will like to take him perhaps or look closer at his walks props. So do we have anyone that's got 2 reds today? Fetty is one. If you see Fetty, I already put it in. He's playing Atlanta today. So Fetty, 2.4 bases on balls per game. Atlanta 2.3. So in this box is 2.4. If I'm going to bet an over, I want this to be 3 or more in that box. So I'm not going to bet that. Lance McCullers and Gavin Williams, by the way, are the 2 biggest chronic walkers in all of Major League Baseball. Aiden Birdsong and Sean Burke also are chronic walkers. Sean Burke's playing today. Unfortunately, let's see. Let's take a look at his. Sean Burke. Who is Sean Burke playing today? White Sox. Oh no, I don't see him. Maybe I'm stupid. It's 1 a.m. They're playing the Guardians. Thanks. I can't see your comments. I'm sure everyone's writing Guardians. Okay, hang on. Guardians walk a lot. Look at that. They walk 3.2 per game, and he's walking 2.3 per game. But the average is only 2.8. Not big enough for me to play that. So I will not play the walks. I will think about Fetty's though. See, as you see here, I have Fetty bases on balls 2+ at -165. I already looked it up. Probably won't get there though. I do have 1 play out in Major League Baseball, but that's not it. So I'm going to unshare the screen and read some comments. How are we doing, guys? Do I want a Coors Light? No. This is what I want. Cheers to you guys for watching. I take a shot for you guys. Steve Tick, be aware, my selections are volatile, for I do gamble. Yes, we all gamble. I will get to this game in just a moment. I want to read some comments first. You want to see what I have on the Twins? Actually, Kai, the Pirates are playing, let's see. The Twins pitcher is undecided, and the Pirates are playing Burrows, and I don't know anything about him, so I am not playing that game, so I'm not going to go over it. Sorry. We want to bet games that we have good information on, and we want to bet games that don't have a lot of unknowns. And that game has, first of all, the starting pitcher for the Twins is unknown. So I don't think we can make money on that. It would just be a crap shot, and that's not how you make money in sports betting. You make money in sports betting on knowing stuff, not unknown stuff. X factors is what I call them. Thank you. I can now take a drink. I just did. Thanks, TV. You can take another shot. Thank you, guys. You guys are funny. Oh, you guys are awesome. Okay. If management gets mad at me, I'll tell them that you guys let me. Apparently someone complained that I was drinking. So anyways, let's see. Lopez, 4.5 strikeouts. I'll do that for you right now. I'll share my screen. Lopez, 4.5 strikeouts. Let's take a look, and I'll show you exactly how I go. Share the screen. Boom. There we go. This is my strikeout screen right here. K numbers. So we got, oh no. Yeah, K numbers. So we got Lopez. Jacob Lopez is going against. Jacob Lopez is going against the Blue Jays. Nice. Take a look at the Blue Jays, Toronto. So Lopez is striking out 10 guys per 9. That's really high, but the Blue Jays are only striking out 6 per 9, which is really low. Lopez is only going 56% into his games. It's not as deep as I'd like, so my projection for him comes to 4.76, which is 4.8. Let's see what DraftKings has him at. Strikeouts over under. Let's find Lopez here. I'm just showing you guys this is how I cap. They have him at 4.5 over under 4.5, and I have him at 4.8. So I have him slightly to the over, but it's not enough for me to make a bet. Showing you guys how I cap. I hope you guys are enjoying this because this is what I do all day. The only difference is you guys are here now doing it with me. So I love it. It's great. I love having the company. And you guys are awesome. Letting me take shots all day. It's great. Go Titans. Great show. Hey, thank you. Appreciate that. You know, people who like to delve this deep into stats, it's not for everyone, but it's definitely for me. And if it's for you guys, then that's great. You guys are my kind of guys. Promotion. TB7, you can get 7 days for $69 of all my plays. I'm the #1 capper, guys. WagerTalk's also doing one more promotion for me. You can get the rest of the year for less than $3 a day. That's a little more expensive because there's a lot of days left in the year. But the value, definitely good value. And I've doubled the bankroll in 6 months. So I'm a pretty good guy to roll with. So Brandon is quality, both as an individual and a capper. Reclaim James. I appreciate that. What do you know about me as an individual, though? Maybe I'm a jerk. You don't know. Let's see. These Cubs. Yanks Cubs over 8.5. I don't like that. And the reason I don't like that is because both pitchers are really good and both pitchers have good numbers against the other team, or at least fairly good numbers. Ohtani, this is interesting because I don't have any information on Ohtani. I did look at his strikeout prop before the show started, and it was at 3.5. Now, he did strike out 3. He struck out the side in the second inning in his last start. So he's definitely capable of striking out 4 guys. The problem is how deep is he going to go? Getting strikeouts can be really hard sometimes. Dodgers are playing the Giants, right? So I will show you, or I'll do it real quick while I'm talking, and I'll tell you what my projection comes to. But Ohtani currently is striking out 9 per 9. So, and the Giants are striking out 9 per 9. So essentially, he's gonna get as many strikeouts as innings he pitches. So 3.5 over would mean, according to my numbers, he would have to pitch 4 innings to get 4 strikeouts. Now, we know things don't always go according to data. So I could be wrong, but if my data projects him to be under 3.5, I'm certainly not going to bet it. Danny, thank you. Danny, you're my twin, dude. I love you, man. You and I, look at Danny's profile picture and then look at me. We're like twin brothers, man. Cool. Love it. And I appreciate the kind words, you guys. It means a lot to me. If you could do me a huge favor and go to the replay of this video and leave a comment and hit the like, it'll show WagerTalk that you like my show and that it's popular, and it'll help my reputation. So I would appreciate that. Danny, you're one of my biggest fans and I appreciate it. I'm one of your biggest fans too. Go Tokyo. Yes. Tokyo, it's almost 2 a.m. here and we're drinking Fireball and talking to hundreds of people. Do I ever bet team total walks? Do I bet team total walks? I don't think there's such thing as team total walks, but I do bet pitcher walks. how many the pitcher walks. Team total walks, like how many walks the whole team's going to get. I've never seen that bet. I use DraftKings to get my numbers. Maybe if I dig deeper, I would find that number, but I've never found it. I like to focus on one-on-one matchups rather than whole team stats. So Giants Dodgers. I can go over Giants Dodgers in just a moment. So we got Kai asking for Giants Dodgers, and we also have Slicky asking for Giants Dodgers under 10 if I think that's a good play or not. Let's go to the shared screen and let's do Giants Dodgers. How about we do that, guys? I will share the screen. We will talk about the Giants and the Dodgers. There we go. So first thing I do is I look here, Giants Dodgers. We got Ohtani going against Raup, or Rope, whatever his name. So we got Raup. But, the data is going to be a little skewed because Ohtani essentially has been an opener. So the data is going to be a bit skewed. I mean, my numbers have him ranked 4 out of 30, but we know that a pitcher who's only pitching 3 innings a game is not ranked that high. Bullpen-wise, though, the Dodgers bullpen is pitching better than the Giants bullpen, but the Giants are hitting better than the Dodgers. The Dodgers lineup is ranked 27 out of 30 right now. Man, they're so bad right now. So I don't have an exact projector for overs unders. What I do is I eyeball it and say to myself, do I think this will go over or not? That's basically how I do it. The Dodgers hitting like this, I would have a hard time betting an over in this game. However, both bullpens are bad, and one starting pitcher is bad. If anything, no. Yeah, that's tough. One thing that does stand out when I look at this, though, do you see this BB box over here? If a pitcher is a chronic walker, if you watch Total Bases every weekday at 9 a.m., you know what chronic walkers are. If he's a chronic walker, he's going to show up red in this box, and if he's a non-chronic walker, he's going to show up blue in that box. So I think Fried is a blue. No, he's not. Okay, well, maybe Wheeler. Anyways, okay. We'll change that back to Ohtani. Okay, so let's take a look at Raup's walks, because that's the only thing that stands out to me. So we got Raup going against the Dodgers. 2.9, so it's almost a play. The Dodgers are walking 3 times a game, and he's issuing 2.7 per game. So that's maybe a play. I'm not there yet. Let's go back to the team comparisons. Pitcher props, I wouldn't do a prop for Ohtani, but I might have Raups done. So let's take a look. Did I do Raups here? I did not. Let's do it now then. Let's do it now. K numbers. I go Raup. How does he go against the Dodgers? He strikes out 7-7, and the Dodgers are striking out 9-3. He only pitches 53% in, so barely getting through the 5th inning, if that far. So I'm projecting Raup's strikeouts at 4.63. I project his outs at 4.14.2. I thought I did his numbers. Oh, here he is. Sorry, guys. You look down here, right here. I have Raup's numbers here. So the book has him at 15.5 outs. In other words, the book is saying, will he or will he not get an out in the 6th inning? My numbers say no, and my numbers say no emphatically. So if you want to bet this game, I would say Raup under 15.5 outs, or the book has him at 3.5 strikeouts. I'm projecting him at 4.6 strikeouts. My numbers are emphatically saying he'll go over 3.5 strikeouts. So either one of those would be recommended. I don't know how recommended, because I do a little bit deeper of a dive. I don't just do data, but I actually dig into how the pitcher is current form and how he does against these guys, and couple of other things that I look into. But those would be my recommendations for you guys to go do your own cap. What are we doing, guys? I'm going to wrap it up in about 10 minutes, but we have time to do a couple more. So I can't read your comments when I'm sharing the screen, but I see Let's Go Tokyo. I see, do you ever bet team total? Oh, we covered that already. Let's go. Hit the like button. Yes, please hit the like button. I appreciate that, Reclaim James. Hitting that like button on both of your devices. That's great. We have to get TV out of Fireball jail. Well, unfortunately, someone who was watching complained. So, yeah, can't please everyone. I told them that. I said, you can't please everyone. Okay. I said, the best thing to do is be yourself, and the people that like you will stay with you, and the people who don't will go away. I'm Buddhist, so that's kind of how we think, is like, be yourself, respect other people. If other people are happy, that happiness will come to you. And people who are unhappy, keep them at an arm's distance away from you. That's basically Buddhism in a nutshell. So that's what I believe. So if you follow me on Twitter, you'll know when I go to the temple, I always leave pictures on my Twitter. Tokyo _ Brandon is my Twitter handle. When I go to the temple, I go once a month, and I pray for good luck and happiness. And I also hope that people around me have good luck, including you guys who buy my place. So anyways, that's a little bit off me, but I do like to get a little personal here too. I'll never talk about politics, and I generally, people who watch me, you generally don't know what teams I like, because I'm never a fan when it comes to gambling. And you generally don't know my politics because I don't talk about them. So, but I am very, what's the word? Passionate about what I believe as far as political things, but you will never know what that is. Because once you do that, half the people hate you and half the people love you. So, do I have 100% money line guarantee? No, there's no such thing. 99% of sports bettors lose. The best cappers in the world win between 56 and 58%. If you can get a capper that wins 58%, that's really good. So far in 2025, I'm winning 59%. I don't know if I can hold that up till the end of the year, but we will see. Someone's asking for Mets. Hang on one second. I don't have numbers for Montas, so my Mets Royals projection will not be complete. So I'd rather do a game where I have projections for everyone. Maybe the walk, that for Route versus Dodgers. Yes. Yes, it was. Louis. Let me see. Atlanta, St. Louis. Atlanta, St. Louis. Oh, I don't have proper numbers for Fetty, and Bummer is starting for Atlanta. So, guys, don't bet games that have too many X factors, because it's just a crapshoot. And unless you're getting 100 plus 100 odds, not going to work out for you in the long run. You might win today, but in the long run, it's not going to work out for you. Show the strikeout chart. Strikeout chart. Actually, I didn't make a strikeout chart today, but what I did was I already showed you guys. Let me show you one more time. Actually, then we'll do one more game and I'll wrap it up. Share the screen. Strikeout chart. I didn't make a strikeout chart today, but what I did do is this. So take a look over here. This is my K projection for all of these pitchers. So I'm going to scroll down for you. This is Max Fried 5.6, Matthew Boyd 5.1, and then the book numbers are below it. Okay, Mize 5.4. We got Jansen Junk. I'm projecting him 4.4. Trevor Rogers 4.7. Landon Raup 4.6. Brady Singer 5.1. Crochet 6.7. Baz 5.8. Tanner Bybee 4.9. Lorenzen, 5.1. So the book has Lorenzen at 3.5, and I have him at 5.1. I wouldn't bet it yet, but I would go here. Wait, who is he playing? Lorenzen is playing the Mets. Okay. Right? Yeah. Okay. So, no, I go to K numbers. Sorry, it's almost 2 a.m. And I'm on Fireballs, so you guys understand. Lorenzen versus New York Mets. So take a closer look. Lorenzen is striking out 7.61 per 9, and the Mets are striking out 8.64. So for him to get 4, he would probably have to pitch 4 innings. Yeah, I think he can get. I think over for that would be a good bet. One thing I would do is go to his strikeouts versus this team in his career. We got Lorenzen against the Mets in his career. We got a good sample size. So, and he has really good numbers against the Mets in his career. So might go deep, which also is good for the strikeout number. So if I put it in here, Lorenzen, oh no, K per 9 versus this team. He's only averaging 2.03. That's not good. That will shake me off doing that bet. I won't bet that. Bases per balls against this team, 203. Hits per 9, 3.3. So maybe a hits under for Lorenzen today. Earned run versus this team, 1. So maybe under earned runs or under hits for Lorenzen would be something I'll look a little deeper into it. But if I bet anything, that's what I would bet. Let's do one more game before I close it out. Let's do the Rangers Astros, because those are 2 really spot on pitchers. We got DeGrom and Valdez. Again, this is where I project my numbers out, but I already did it for you guys so we could save some time. So we got DeGrom versus Valdez. So DeGrom is actually pitching better than Valdez as far as issuing walks. He's issuing only 20.6 for his strikeouts. So that's 1 in 5, where Valdez is walking 40. So he's almost in the danger zone as far as walks are concerned. Batting, Texas is red hot, and Houston is so hot. 2 kind of poor bullpens. Well, no, that's not true. 2 toiling in mediocrity bullpens, and then 2 really good starting pitchers. So on a side, I don't see any advantage. But let's take a look at the pitcher props. So we got DeGrom and Valdez, right? So DeGrom, let's look at him first. I project him at 16.8. I put 16 here just as a filler, but the book didn't have a number for his outs yet. But I project him at 16.8. The book has his strikeouts at 6.5. I have him at 6. But there's no way I'm betting a Jacob DeGrom under strikeout prop, so I will not bet his strikeout game. Framber Valdez, book has him at 18.5 outs. They think he's going to get an out in the 7th inning. I project him under, and given the fact that Texas is hitting really hot right now, and Valdez is at home. So let's take a look at Valdez, how he does. Guys, I'm just taking you through what I do when my capping. I'm sorry if you're bored. But take a look at Valdez at home. Oh my goodness. He's got a 1.83 ERA in 59 innings. I'd say he's pretty good. So I will not bet his under 18.5, because if he's that good against them and he's that good at home, he'll probably go deep. And strikeouts, I have project him at 6. The book has him at 6.5. So if anything, I would look to a first 5 under for this. But given the fact that both teams are hitting so hot right now, I don't think I would do that. So I'll probably stay off this game. Let me just give you my thoughts on a couple of other games before we sign off. Marlins and Orioles. Jansen Junk, despite his name, he's actually pitching quite well. Trevor Rogers, he's actually pitching well also, but I think he's going to decline because I've seen him and he's not that good. But I believe he used to play for the Marlins. So these pitchers have a little extra in the tank when they face a team that let them go. He might have a good game today. I got 2 good pitchers. We got 2 good bullpens. We got one lineup that's struggling. If I'm going to bet the Marlins Orioles today, I would bet the under in this. If it's 9, I would definitely bet an under in this game. But I'll look deeper into that. Let's see. Any other games we didn't cover? Guardians, White Sox. We kind of covered it, but I have these teams fairly even. You can see my team rank over here. I got one of them 19 and the other 17. So I got them pretty even. Neither one can hit very well. Bad bullpens. Montas doesn't come up. So Ogasawara doesn't come up. And Woodruff only has 1 start. So I'm not going to bet that game. Too many X factors. Last game that we haven't even talked about is the Diamondbacks and the Angels. So Zach Gallen, I surprisingly have Zach Gallen ranked really low. I have him ranked 22 out of 30 on a curve, where I have Kikuchi ranked 12. I don't think Kikuchi is that good, but I did look up his numbers earlier, and he has great numbers against the Diamondbacks. So I'm just showing you guys how I cap my games. 243 average against and a 633 OPS. Yeah, that's pretty good. So Diamondbacks are cold at the plate. They're batting only 20. Their bullpen is bad. And their starting pitcher is ranked far below the Angels' starting pitcher. I think the Angels would be a decent play. I told you earlier, team rank over here, if it's 10 or more, and it's almost 10. No. Oh, yeah. It's 9.7. So it's almost 10. I think the Angels would be a good play here. Or maybe the Diamondbacks team total first 5 under might be a decent play here, given Kikuchi's great stats against this team in his history. So that's kind of how I would approach it. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. PB7, you can get 7 days, all access for $69. And also, you can see on my page at WagerTalk, there's a special that's less than $3 for the rest of the season. I am plus 105 units in 2025. I've doubled the bankroll in 6 months, and I'm WagerTalk's #1 all sports profit capper 4 of the last 5 years. That's pretty good. Good guy to ride with. I do have a Major League Baseball play out today for $15. You can grab that at my site. Steve Duke, let me do a few more comments before I log off. Kikuchi's been all right lately. Yeah, he's actually been really good, but I don't think he's really good. He's pitched way over his head, I think. Appreciate the knowledge. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. Like I said, I go to a Buddhist temple and I pray for respect to others and happiness, and I pray for you guys' happiness as well. Thank you for your time. No, thank you guys. If you weren't here, I'd be talking to myself. So. Twins money line and Raup walks. Well, you know what? Raup 2+ walks is only -160. Why do you have to parlay it with something else? I think 160 is fine for that. You don't have to parlay that. Who are the Twins playing? Let me take a look. Are the Twins playing? Oh, they're playing the Pirates. The Twins are playing a guy named Sands, and the Pirates are playing a guy named Burrows. I definitely would not trust the Twins on the money line there. They're probably the better team, but you guys, we have to predict the future. We have to use things that we know, and you have to throw away things that you don't know. And I don't know how a guy named Sands is going to do today. I don't know how a guy named Burrows is going to do today. So I throw that out. I wouldn't do that. Bet Ralph's 2+ walks at -160. Why not? You don't have to parlay -160. Thank you guys. And Rangers first 5. Yeah, well, either one of those pitchers, right? So we got DeGrom going against Valdez. So, yeah, I would take the Rangers first 5+. I think that's a winning bet. I haven't pulled the trigger on it, but I think that's a winning bet. You got the better starter and the better lineup. So, yeah. I think that's a decent bet. My twin, Danny. Okay, guys, I am going to... Burrows has been dealing, really? I haven't noticed, to be honest, and that's not an insult or a slight to him. I just haven't noticed. Oh, love the Saturday. Take note to WagerTalk. Guys, do me a huge favor. Go to the replay and give me a comment and a like. There's no better way to show WagerTalk that you like my show than that. And it costs you nothing and it takes 5 seconds. So as soon as I end the show here, just give me a little comment on that replay. I would seriously appreciate it. And any positive feedback you can give WagerTalk for me, that would be great. Burrows has been dealing. Honestly, I didn't notice. Someone said I'm giving them good vibes. Let's see. Oh, it's Reclaim. Reclaim James. Like it. I'm the GOAT. Well, if number one the last 4 or 5 years is the GOAT, then I will say bah. Cubs, we already covered that at the beginning, so please watch the replay. Give me a comment and give me a like. Kyle, come on, dude. I just got here. What's all the plays? Come on, dude. Watch the replay, please. I would go over it. I'm a nice guy, but don't have the time. It's 2 a.m. here, and I got to get some shut-eye. Thanks to me, and thank you, everyone in the chat. I'm going to end it, guys. You guys are the best. I appreciate you. Take a look at Burrow's numbers. I will. But the fact that he's facing a guy I've never heard of, and I really don't like to bet the Twins. So, yeah. I'm probably going to stay away from that game. So, thank you for all the comments. Thank you for everything. Again, follow me on Twitter at Tokyo_Brandon. You can see all my Buddhist temple pictures, and you can see my pitcher breakdowns for today's matchups. Also get my TB7 7-day pass for $69. I'm going to sign off, guys. I really appreciate you. Good luck with your action. And Total Bases is off next week, so I'm not sure when I'll see you next. Maybe I'll make a video and do something live, perhaps. But anyways, good luck with all your action. I wish you nothing but the best, and I appreciate all of your support, guys. It means the world to me, really, honestly. I'm pretty isolated here in Japan, but when I get all these positive comments, it makes me feel like I'm like in a room with you guys. It makes me feel really good instead of isolated 3,000 miles away. So anyways, appreciate it, guys. Have a good night and good luck with your action this weekend. I'm wishing you nothing but the best. I'm out.